The Russian collusion hoax continues to dominate the news cycle. And earlier today, in fact, President Trump fielded a bunch of questions from reporters in the Oval Office, and he just absolutely unloaded on the Obama-era Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper. And all this, of course, is coming after the current Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, released a bunch of email traffic that showed Clapper was deeply involved in the hoax at the direction of the Obama White House. There is our tax dollars at work, I suppose some would say. But what reforms, if any, need to be done to make sure this kind of thing doesn't happen again? And probably more importantly, is anyone going to be held accountable for it? Well, joining me now to discuss this is Congressman Mark Harris. He is a member of the House Judiciary Committee, as well as others. He represents the 8th Congressional District of the great state of North Carolina. Congressman Harris, welcome back to Washington Watch. Always great to see you.
Cody, it's great to see you again.
All right, so tell me your reaction when you saw the information that the current Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, released regarding all this Russia collusion hoax stuff.
You know, Jody, we've been saying all along what we felt in our gut was the case. If we just had the evidence, if we just had the documentation to really bring it to light. And when you started seeing that these kind of documents were being put out there that we were able to see with our own eyes, it's very clear that there was a serious plan that was being executed that moved far beyond what would just be normal politics. It was a move to try to undermine an entire presidency. And when you stop and look at the dates and the times and how all of these things came to pass, I don't think there's anything we can do but try to continue to put these facts together and then hold these folks accountable. And I think it's very important. I think the American people are going to expect that we do it. And I mean, all the way to just this week, the documents that are being put out there about Adam Schiff and the what was going on with the whistleblower that made it clear of what was happening. These are serious allegations, and I think some action is certainly warranted.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I was really glad to hear what you just said, that the American people, and you're right, deserve, but also justice deserves that these people were held accountable. So I think it's important, and I'm sure Congress will move forward to come up with some reforms to make sure this type of thing never happens again in the future. But what you said has to happen, and I want to, again, just give you an opportunity to reiterate your belief that it will happen, that somebody's going to be held accountable for all of this.
Well, I think that Chairman Jim Jordan has been a key individual as this information has come forward. And as chairman of the Judiciary Committee, I've been hearing from him comments that are very, very much in line with the kind of things that you and I are talking about right now. And so I'm wholly expecting that as we return to Washington and sit down and begin to think what is going to be the best steps to take, that we're going to try to get to the bottom of this and understand. Because again, when Kash Patel has been able to get these documents out there and we're able to see them declassified and we're able to see the facts, look at the dates. I mean, look, when you understand that it was clear to everybody in the intelligence community that Russia was not involved with the Trump campaign, and then for that to just stop on a dime and it began to be reversed, and all of these things that were put out there and leaked to the media and fed a narrative. And listen, again, as I mentioned earlier, politics has become so nasty. There are all kind of things that get said, all kind of allegations that get made. But when it moves beyond this was post the election that these things are taking place. And that is to really do nothing but to undermine the presidency of the United States. And in this particular case, right, the first term of Donald J. Trump. And I believe that, not only is it unethical, not only is it illegal, it is treasonous. In many ways, I think when you see the documents that are coming forward of what was actually being done.
Well, we're certainly going to be keeping a look on that, and thank you for being a part of leading the charge to hold people accountable for this and for justice to be served. Let me shift gears somewhat. President Trump fielded questions also today in the Oval Office about the meeting tomorrow in Anchorage, Alaska, with Russian President Vladimir Putin. What do you expect to come out of that meeting?
Boy, that's a great question, Jody. And I think all of us are going to be watching very anxiously to what develops there. I do think it's going to be a tremendous opportunity for President Trump to demonstrate the skills that he has as a negotiator in chief. But even more than that, I think just his leadership that he has provided, it's going to provide an opportunity for him to discern if Putin is serious about ending this war. And that's President Trump's heart. I mean, he has seen enough. He is recognizing the hundreds of thousands of men and women, innocent people that have been killed and wounded in this battle. And it should have never happened, as he often says. And he is working diligently to try to end it. And so I think that, as he has said, in a matter of minutes, once they get in there, he feels that he'll be able to discern if Putin is serious about this. And it's going to be a very, very important moment. And we're much praying for our president, and should be for all of those that will be engaged in these talks tomorrow, and that we'll begin to see some kind of resolution and moving forward.
Yeah, those meetings are scheduled to take place at 3:30 Eastern time tomorrow, so just a little bit before the program will begin. So either they will still be meeting and we'll probably know they're making some progress, or it'll be over at 3:45 and we'll be able to talk about it as the show begins. One last thing real quickly before I let you go, Congressman Harris. The president also talked about the 90th anniversary of Social Security today. Enlighten us a little bit as to how the One Big Beautiful Bill dealt with Social Security and in many regards delivered some victories for seniors.
Well, it certainly allowed seniors to be able to get an extra deduction, if you would, that they would be able to have that income preserved. There are a lot of Americans that do depend on their Social Security income to keep them above the poverty level. And I think it's important that we take care of them. The president wants to make sure that we have Social Security secured for these seniors as well as for future generations. I think all of us recognize the reality of the challenge that is going to present. But in this One Big Beautiful Bill, there was the fulfillment of the promise to make sure that we take care of those that are on Social Security right now, and that we be able to give them a break. And so I think that this extra tax credit that they receive is something that is going to be very, very helpful to them going forward.
Yeah, and it's also something you mentioned a while ago. You come back here in a couple of weeks, Congress, House of Representatives, and no doubt that's going to be an issue to face. I saw where Social Security is going to be insolvent, in 2032 or 33, somewhere in that ballpark. That's an issue that can't be swept under the rug much longer.
That's right. It's a serious issue, and we've got to bring people together. And to be honest, it has been Republicans that have been serious about getting to some solutions that are going to guarantee that we take care of this generation that is planned for and is dependent on that Social Security, and that we also come up with a plan that's going to assure that it's going to be beneficial to those that are in their 20s and 30s now that are just starting and are paying all of these Social Security taxes. So I think it's going to be important for us to see where this lands, but it's a problem we can't keep kicking down the road, because the reality is somebody's going to be holding that ball the day things go bad.
Congressman Mark Harris, North Carolina, always great to see you, and a joy always to have you on Washington Watch. Thank you for bringing your expertise to the program this evening. We appreciate it.
Jody, it's great to be with you. Thank you for all you do, my friend.